Hello there. I'm Mapledungeons, and today I'm going to be giving a quick update about a game that I looked at a while ago when it was in very early stages, and it's since been improved. It's still in pre-development stages, but I pre-ordered the game a while ago, so I have access to all of that, and a lot has been added since that last video that I made of the game. The game is Dungeon Dashers. Dungeon Dashers is a turn-based tactical RPG where you have 4 party members that you control in a turn-based fashion. You have your mage, you have your warrior, you have your thief, and you have your ranger. Now with this version that I'm playing now, I haven't played it in a couple months, there's a full-on story with dialogue, some of it pretty corny, but I like that. It's funny, and I'm really enjoying the game in general. The way it is played mostly is you have to play in a smart fashion using your 4 different characters to the best of their abilities. So each of these characters are different and have their own uses, both in terms of puzzle solving and in terms of combat. So your thief has his move where he can teleport 2 blocks over, so he can overcome obstacles. This is useful for 2 different things really. It's useful for getting around opponents and stabbing the right places and the right opponents. It can be very good for just killing little things like bats and such. In terms of the use that it has for environment solving, there's often going to be puzzles that you need to solve by just hopping over things, hopping over either just stalagmites in the environment or hopping over traps, and your thief is perfect for that and can avoid damage to your party if you use him for that situation. The wizard has his little use occasionally, which is to activate a few different magic items in the world, and they'll just like either bring down a door or open a lever or something like that. And the wizard is probably the most powerful character when it comes to combat because he can throw this giant fireball to start with, and then you can get other spells from him too that are extremely powerful and can decimate foes pretty quickly. The archer, which is another ranged character, can shoot things. He just has a basic bow and can shoot different things in the environment. He can shoot enemies, which is pretty effective, although not quite as strong as the wizard from my experience. And then there's certain items in the world that can be shot by him too. So far it's bells that can be shot and they'll activate different things, but there may be more in the future. The final class that you have access to here is the warrior, and this warrior, this knight, will charge through enemies. That's his basic move that he starts with. It's a charge. It will be good for just moving around and getting to enemies quicker, and it'll also be good for charging through breakable things that need to be broken, such as these rocks that need to be broken just to get places. Also, if you need to, in combat, get to an enemy that's shooting at you, but there's a bunch of boxes in the way, it won't take as much energy, I don't think, as someone just breaking through a bunch of boxes, to just have the warrior charge through everything and start hitting that opponent. Even if we don't look at it from a purely technical side, these 4 classes work well together in a fun way and can lead to some pretty entertaining things, especially with the wizard just blowing stuff up. So the main part of the gameplay is solving levels by killing pretty much everything in them and solving puzzles in them. And it has a score system, so each level you'll get something out of 5 stars. And those stars will depend on different things in the level, basically how well you did in that level, how effectively you played it out. So I think with that it kind of supports different playstyles. If you want to get that 5 stars each level, then you can go for the really tactical approach where you look ahead in each battle. Because you can do that. You can actually have a tactical view that you can switch into where you can look ahead in the whole map and plan out exactly what you want to do with your 4 characters and which characters are going to go where and such. And then alternatively, if you just want to have some fun or you want to get more into the role-playing side of things, then at least from what I've seen so far, you can do that too. I'm hoping it stays that way, so the difficulty lies in getting the 5 stars, and the getting just through the level will not become such a huge challenge, because that is kind of the perfect way to do integrated difficulty without having to make the player choose between medium, easy, or hard. I'll see with that. I'm currently playing through the game. I've done the first 3 or 4 levels right now, and I am having quite the blast. Other than the main gameplay standpoint, we have a little character customization section that you can do between levels, where you right now there's not much customization so much as just adding new spells and skills to your characters. There's also going to be different kinds of armor and weapons that you can add to your characters, and then eventually you're going to have stats that you can play around with your characters, but those are not quite implemented yet. So far in the first, I think it's 3 levels, I've gotten a skill for one of my characters each time, and that involves a block of ice that I can turn my opponents into with the wizard, and AoE attack with my ranger, and then a really strong backstab that you can add to the thief class. Overall, it's just a really solid thing, and it is not even out yet. The game is currently on Steam Greenlight, so I encourage you, if you like what you see here, to go and vote for it right now. You can actually pre-order the game right now, and then you'll get this version of the game and all future versions of the game up until release. I will link to both the Greenlight page and the website where you can pre-order the game below in the description. I am going to continue playing this game. If there's anything particular that I think is video worthy, then I'll do that. Otherwise, I will make a new video of this game definitely upon release, or if there's any major updates before then. I believe that's pretty much everything, so thank you so much for watching, guys. If you'd like to see more general gaming content and more coverage of indie games, you can subscribe to the channel and let me know. I've been Mapledungeons, and I'll see you next time.